Welcome back to the Tune Project. So recently I posted this tune on my Instagram and you all seem to really like it, so I thought I would sit down and teach this tune on here for those of you who would like to learn it. It's called Old Madera Waltz and it's written by Jay Unger and Molly Mason. Jay Unger was the one who wrote the popular Ashokan Farewell, so if you don't know this tune, you probably have heard of Ashokan Farewell, but Old Madera Waltz has also a very kind of haunting melody, so I thought with Halloween coming up, it would be appropriate for that. It might be fun to play something that's a little bit different. So anyway, I hope you enjoy learning this one. As always, if you like this video and find it to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to the Tune Project, I invite you to click that red subscribe button below for more videos just like this one. So before we jump into this tune, I just want to mention we do have quite a few accidentals happening here. So lots of B flats, low first fingers, low second fingers, and then back up to sharps and things like that. So just a heads up in case you're maybe not familiar with really doing a lot of accidentals or things like that. We do kind of go in and out of keys in this one, so something to be aware of. It is a lot of fun and it makes the melody sound really cool and unique, but also it can be a little bit tricky to remember the placement of these accidentals. So let's go ahead and start with this first phrase. So we start on our third finger G on the D string. All right, and right away we have use of our fourth finger going up to that E before coming back down to our third finger D, and then going back to our third finger D to start the next phrase. Okay, so there we had our low first finger, our first B flat of the tune. So make sure that you're getting your first finger all the way back there. And then we ended up on the D string there, and now we're gonna walk back up for this next phrase. So that time we went back to a B natural, so make sure your first finger is in that B natural spot. And then after the C natural that we just ended on, we come back to a B flat, so a whole step beneath that second finger. So there's a lot going on in there. Even though it's a pretty short section, this A section, there is still quite a bit going on in terms of the notes. So what I'm gonna do in the typical tutorial format is I'm gonna go back and play all of the A section so that you can listen to how everything sounds put together, the rhythm of it, things like that. And if you did catch a lot of those notes that we just went over, then feel free to jump in and play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that is the whole A section, and we play that twice. So this is kind of a typical AABB format of a tune, although there is some differences in the melody. It's not exactly traditional, but the format is. So keep that in mind as we're going along. So moving on to the B part, we start on open D. Okay, so that is probably the most important part of this whole B section, is this first phrase, because it repeats itself and the bowing is key here. So if you can catch the bowing that I'm doing here, then it'll really help you out once you start to maybe pick up the pace, add double stops, things like that. It makes it a lot easier to navigate with the slurs in these specific places. So I'll show you that one more time so that you can catch the bowing. Okay, so we're starting on an up bow. Everything is separate until those last two notes that we slur on an up bow, going from the A string to the D string. So hopefully you were able to catch that. And let's move on to the next phrase, which is very similar. Okay, so we play that a total of 3 times, that little back and forth between the A and D string with the same bow pattern each time. Next, we move on to our open D, and we have an up bow slur to kick it off. Okay, so again, we threw one more of those in there after that slur, and then we walk up to the A string starting on 3rd finger G. Alright, so that was the end of the B part. Again, there's a lot going on, although we do have more repeated material in this section, which hopefully makes it a little bit easier to follow. But what I'm going to do now, just like with the A section, is I'm going to go back and play from the beginning of the B section all the way through so that you can hear how everything sounds. Again, feel free to just listen for anything that you didn't catch the first time, or play along with me if you think you did catch quite a few of the notes, or ghost play, things like that, whatever is comfortable for you as we're going through this B section. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, so that is all of Old Madera Waltz. I hope you enjoyed learning that one. Congratulations for making it all the way to the end. I hope you have fun with this one, and hopefully once you feel comfortable with the notes, you can start to incorporate some double stops, some turns, things like that to make it a little bit more interesting and your own. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Happy practicing. If you'd like to further your support of the Tune Project, be sure to head over to patreon.com/thetuneproject for information on that. And if you're planning on buying any music or doing any shopping on Amazon, be sure to head over to the Tune Project website, which I linked in the description box of all of my videos. Click my Amazon banner, and whatever you purchase, a small percentage of that will go toward the Tune Project. This just keeps the Tune Project going and allows me to continue to create free content for you all.